briefing.
Here's your flash briefing. In weather, currently, in Darlaston it's 1 degree Celsius with cloudy skies. Today, you can expect showers, with a high of 5 degrees and a low of -1 degrees. From BBC Sports News.
The latest BBC Sport update.
We're reflecting on a very good night for Scotland.
Scotland have a free kick and they're surely going to win this group now. Surely.
Game, set and match for me now, Liam.
There's not even going to be time to take the free kick. Scotland have won the game. They've won the group.
James Forrest says he'll keep working hard to stay in the Scotland team after a hat-trick against Israel saw them win 3-2 and top their Nations League group. One of many to impress in the team, Scotland have guaranteed themselves a Euro 2020 playoff semi-final should they need it. And Pat Nevin has told 5 Live Breakfast that Alex McLeish seems to be turning things around.
Even the 21,000 crowd didn't dampen it completely, and there was a lot of tension about it, but there was a lot of good play and also a lot of kind of youthful exuberance. Sort of thing we don't really see about Scotland too much, and we're beginning to see little signs from Alec McLeish's team that there is a possibility this might be something quite good.
Meanwhile, Chris Boyd joined us about 15 minutes ago. He told us that McLeish has some tough decisions to make when he has his injured players back. Wales had a bad night. They lost 1-0 to Albania. Ryan Giggs says the players didn't take their opponents seriously enough.
We thought it was going to be easy. We thought the goal would come. Personally, I smelt it. We could get a result that could go against us because of our complacency and our concentration, thinking that we'll win this game, no problem. Someone will score, someone will win us the match. And we got what we deserved in the end. And in the end, Albania looked the more dangerous and they looked like they were going to score the second goal.
Paris Saint-Germain will be concerned by the injuries picked up by Neymar and Kylian Mbappe last night. In just 7 days, they play Liverpool in the Champions League. England's record goalscorer Kelly Smith says she's devastated about Jordan Nobbs' knee injury. The Arsenal midfielder could miss next year's World Cup. Smith says she has to be sensible and not rush back.
No one player, makes any team, but when you're playing so positively and full of confidence, it is a blow to the team because she is the engine of that midfield.
Dominic Solanke scored twice for the second successive England under-21 match. They beat Denmark 5-1. Daniel Sturridge has asked for more time to respond to his FA charge of breaking betting rules. Amongst the FA Cup first-round replays, Halifax beat League Two's Morecambe 1-0. Now, England's James Anderson says the tour of Sri Lanka is making him look forward to playing at home again. The spin-friendly pitches have limited his involvement. He's being rested for the first time since 2012 for the third test. Stuart Broad will take his place, which Anderson understands.
My 1 wicket in 2 games, probably they're not ideal conditions for seamers, so you kind of understand that, the rotation and it's not like I've had a huge influence on the game. You do feel like a little bit of a spare part at times when the spinners are doing most of the bowling. That's just the nature of playing out here.
The third test starts in a couple of days' time. We'll have updates during the programme on Friday. Sam Curran highly unlikely to play. Elsewhere, Australia 64 for 2 in the 9th over of their T20 against India. They've not won a series since the ball tampering scandal. Commentary on 5 Live Sports Extra right now. And the French Olympic snowboarder and World Cup winner Charlotte Banks is switching to Great Britain. Born in Hemel Hempstead, and she was 7th in the snowboard cross at the 2018 Games.
BBC Sport. From the Met Office. There are currently no warnings in place for London and South East England. In Amazon News, get this Fire TV Stick Plus Stars deal. The Amazon Fire TV Stick is currently on sale for $24.99 for Black Friday, but Amazon is sweetening the deal by now also including 2 months of Stars for free. The premium Read More. Amazon's Alexa voice assistant will soon be gaining a slightly upgraded voice, as well as a separate new voice that will be used for newscasts, according to The Verge. Alexa's existing voice uses concatenative speech synthesis. The new voice, which read more. Get this Ring Plus deal. Best Buy currently has a great deal on the Ring Video Doorbell 2 with Echo Dot 3 for $139.99. This sale is essentially 2 different deals that happen to be stacking on top of Read More. Amazon is among several other organizations that are bidding to acquire all 22 of Disney's regional sports networks, which were formerly owned by Fox, according to CNBC. Disney, who already owns ESPN, is forced to sell the networks as a Read More. Get these Fire TV deals in case you missed my early morning posts on Sunday when these deals first went live. The entire Fire TV lineup is already on sale at their Black Friday prices. A few have asked to read more. From TfL, the DLR line is reporting minor delays. All other lines are reporting good service. From TV Guide.
The top 8 shows to watch on Wednesday, November 21st. At number 8, it's live pre-season testing for the MotoGP on BT Sport 2 at 9 a.m. At number 7, it's live Australia versus India in the T20 cricket on BT Sport 1 at 7:30 a.m. At number 6, it's superhero adventure Fantastic Four on E4 at 8 p.m. At number 5, it's the last in the series of Age Gap Love on Channel 5 at 10 p.m. At number 4, it's more Bush Tucker trials for the celebs in I'm a Celebrity, Get Me Out of Here on ITV at 9 p.m. At number 3, Horizon takes on the contraceptive pill on BBC 2 at 9 p.m. At number 2, it's the last in the series of Peston on ITV at 10:45 p.m. And finally, at number 1, it's new documentary Trans Kids, It's Time to Talk on Channel 4 at 10 p.m. Now available, try asking Alexa what's on TV.
Getting Jacked with Science does not contain any recent content at the moment. From Entertainment News.
When you work for yourself, you learn a few things very quickly. Claim VAT back on as much as you can. Cash flow can go from a flood to a trickle if you don't keep an eye on it, and shoeboxes are not the best filing system. If you snap a picture of your receipts and sort them with QuickBooks, you'll know what's going out and coming in with just a few taps. Track all your expenses and keep your cash flowing with QuickBooks. Backing you. Available now for up to 50% off your first 6 months. For terms and conditions, visit quickbooks.co.uk.
Taron Egerton hopes people don't compare him to the likes of Russell Crowe and Kevin Costner in his new role of Robin Hood. He stars opposite Jamie Dornan in the latest film version of the story, which is out today. Taron explains why his Robin Hood is different.
The Robin Hoods I actually love are probably the ones that I would use as a model for not what our film was trying to be. I think the gift of playing someone who's a sort of figure from hundreds of years ago is that you can sort of make it your own.
Karen Brady thinks people need to make the most of showing off their skills in an interview. The Apprentice returns tonight as the contestants try to make an impact to become Lord Sugar's business partner. Karen has advice for anyone who ends up with a one-on-one chance to impress.
An interview is a wonderful opportunity to talk about what should be your specialist subject, which is yourself, and for you to get across all of the facts about yourself that people that doesn't come across in a CV.
And Game of Thrones star Gemma Whelan will attend the UK premiere of Surviving Christmas with the Relatives tonight. I'm Cecily Snowball with Entertainment News, first for Showbiz. If you like this, rate us on your Amazon app.
From Sky News.
From the Sky News Centre at 8, a report's warning more than 50,000 under-17s have a gambling problem. That number's quadrupled in 2 years. Matt Steele has more.
The Gambling Commission found 1 in 7 children between the ages of 11 and 16 bets regularly. They stake an average £16 a week illegally on fruit machines, bingo and betting apps. 55,000 are now problem gamblers and another 70,000 are at risk. Campaigners warn we face an epidemic as young people are inundated with ads for betting companies.
The campaign group is going to Downing Street later to hand in a report which found many victims of terror attacks are struggling to get specialist help. Survivors Against Terror found many are waiting months for support, with 3 in 4 saying services offered are not good enough. Theresa May's off to Brussels for more Brexit talks today. She's under pressure to secure more concessions, while both sides worry the deal won't be ready for EU leaders to sign off at this weekend's summit. John Whittingdale's among MPs calling for a vote of no confidence in her leadership. He says the Prime Minister should demand changes because her plan doesn't have support in the House of Commons.
We should now look very strongly at how we can solve the Irish border problem through technology, through the kinds of proposals which would not require physical checks at the borders.
Donald Trump's being criticised over his decision not to punish Saudi Arabia over the killing of a journalist. That's despite the US president admitting the Crown Prince may have had knowledge of the operation to murder Jamal Khashoggi in Turkey. A Russian general is being defeated in his attempt to become the president of Interpol. South Korea's Kim Jong-yang won the vote. In sport, Scotland secured promotion from their Nations League group with a 3-2 victory over Israel. James Forrest scored a hat-trick as Alex McLeish's side came from behind to win. But Wales ended 2018 with a 1-0 friendly defeat in Albania. That's the latest. I'm Laura Safe.
From BBC News.
The BBC.
Theresa May is under pressure not to give any further ground when she has talks with EU officials later. As she prepares to travel to Brussels, the Prime Minister appears to have fought off a threat to her leadership from some Conservative MPs unhappy about her Brexit plans. Damian Collins says he would vote against the draft deal as it stands.
If we reached a point where I think we'd have to admit that this system had failed, the negotiations had failed, that the parliamentary process had failed, if we couldn't get an agreement and we were basically stuck in a situation where it was a deal we don't want or the cliff edge, I think if we reached that point, I don't think as Parliament we could just stand back and watch the country fall off the edge of a cliff without asking the people whether that was the step they wanted to take.
55,000 children are believed to have a gambling problem. The industry regulator says more under-16s are now betting on a weekly basis than are drinking, smoking or taking drugs. The number of young knife crime victims going to hospital in England has risen by almost 90% in 4 years. Tim Muffet reports.
Last year, 11% of victims, around 570, were under 18, a rise of 86% compared to 2014. More than 50 victims were aged between 10 and 14. 4 were under 9.
The Home Office says it is addressing the root causes of knife crime. The US Senate is demanding President Trump orders a second investigation into the murder of the Saudi journalist Jamal Khashoggi. Mr. Trump has admitted the Crown Prince, Mohammed bin Salman, may have played a role in the killing. Saudi Arabia says rogue agents are to blame. McDonald's and Burger King have been told not to put ads for fatty, sugary or salty products near schools. The advertising regulator has upheld complaints after posters were placed within 100 metres of primary schools. The owners of the billboards say they were put there by accident. And scientists hope a fish that can repair its own heart may help find future treatments for humans. Research by the British Heart Foundation will look at the genome of the Mexican tetrafish.
BBC News. From the Met Office, the latest weather forecast for West Midlands. Your Met Office weather update. Today. Scattered showers at first, some perhaps falling as sleet over the highest ground. Turning brighter through the afternoon with most of the showers clearing. Feeling cold with brisk southeasterly winds. Maximum temperature 6 degrees Celsius. Tonight. Cloud breaking with largely clear skies through much of the night, allowing for some frost and freezing fog patches. Turning cloudier from the east by dawn with a few showers. Minimum temperature -2 degrees Celsius. Thursday. A largely cloudy day with a few showers and the best of any bright spells towards the west. Feeling cold again. Maximum temperature 7 degrees Celsius. That's all from your flash briefing.
That's all, folks.
You're listening to Social Network Radio with me, DJB. Social Network Radio with me, DJB. Follow me on Facebook, it's AshleyBot. Twitter, it's at AshleyPeterBot.
If you want to share it on Saturdays or Sundays, get your requests in. Email social network radio djb@gmail.com.
Social Network's number 07399 288 170. That's 07399 288 170. Get your requests in on that number, or text me, or phone me for any shout outs or any games. Social Network Radio with me, DJB. Social Network Radio, live on Facebook and Twitter. Join me, DJB, Saturdays 6:30 till 7:30, Sundays from 1 till 3 for any kind of music, and then Mondays you choose the playlist from 7:30 to 9:45 on Social Network Radio, live on Facebook and Twitter with me, DJB.